Zach is in Nashville. Hey, Zach, how are you?
Hey Dave, how you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thank you for taking my call. Okay, my question is, me and my wife, we are both in our early 30s. I'm currently 34. She's 32. We're pretty well debt free. I guess my question is, I owe $80,000 on my house right now. I'm in the position to pay it off. I haven't invested in anything, and I'm still learning that process. But I guess, do I pay the house off now, or do I maybe start the Roth IRAs or go that route? I don't know what the best answer is, and that's the reason for my call.
You said, Zach, that you can pay off the house. So does that mean you have, I'm guessing, a lot of savings?
Yeah, I've got about $100,000.
100,000.
Me and my wife both, and like I said, that'd leave us about 20.
Mm-hmm.
I've been pretty focused on paying the house off. If I keep track right now, I'm paying extra to the principal. It'd probably put me at about 5 years. I guess I would have it paid off.
Yeah. How much do you make a year?
About 62.
That's great. Well, what I would do, Zach, is considering you have no other consumer debt, you have a good amount of savings, I would work to still fund some money into retirement. I mean, the earlier you can start this, the better off you're going to be. Even 3 to 4 years, the fact that you guys can start in your early 30s is going to be huge. And so I would fund about 15% of your income into retirement. So opening up a Roth IRA, if your work has a 401k, do that. Do you guys have kids?
Yes, I've got two little girls. One's 7 and one's a year and a half.
Okay. Do you have any college savings for them at this point?
I do not. I'm very new to the baby steps, and like I said, I was trying to figure out what the best step would be.
No, you're doing great.
Being in the position.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you're in a fantastic position on paper for sure. So yeah, I would fund 15% of your income into retirement. Then I would go and open up some college funds for your girls. So either an ESA or a 529 plan, put some money there. And then anything extra that you have that you want to throw at the house, I would do that. I would make sure you still have an emergency fund on the side of 3 to 6 months of expenses. But anything beyond that, I would look to be putting the house down.
Did I hear you right that you have $100,000 in savings and $80,000 pays the house off?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I know that money's just sitting there.
I know. I'm just asking if I understood you right, and I wasn't being sarcastic.
Yes.
So if I understood you right, then Rachel's advice is perfect. But I would write a check today and pay off your house.
Okay.
And
that's kind of been my question.
Yeah. Then the other 20,000, the other 20,000 moves over into your emergency fund, and then out of your income without a house payment, boom, right?
Yes.
Now, in your monthly budget, you set up a draw going into your 401k or your Roth IRAs like Rachel's talking about, or your company's plan or whatever, or sit down with a SmartVestor Pro, and you may want to sit down with them anyway, and then have, if you just started $100 a month per kid, it would go a long way towards their college as young as your kids are. And so, I'd sit down and get at least $100 a month going per kid, and at least 15% of your income going towards retirement. And without a house payment or any other payments in the world, you're going to have plenty of wiggle room in this budget to do that.
Yeah, and that's kind of been my question. It was like, because it frees me up a lot once I pay the house off.
Yep.
And I just didn't know if that was the best move.
Let me just tell you, I've been doing this 30 years, and I've been telling people for 30 years to pay off their house every chance I got. I've never had anybody call me up and was pissed because they paid off their house.
Exactly.
Like, Dave, that was the worst advice. You ruined my life, Dave. I've never heard that. Not one time. People get pissed at me about a lot of stuff. I get a lot of hate, but it's never been about paying off your house. So apparently I make most people mad about a lot of things, but that one, people don't get mad about that one, Zach. Hold on. I'm going to give you a copy of the Total Money Makeover, which has the baby steps outlined in it on steroids. Every detail, every nuance, every question answered about the baby steps shows you exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And it will verify the conversation that you had with Rachel and I. And put you in a great position here, brother.
And what an amazing thing. 34.
Yes. Way to go, man.
Paid for house tomorrow.
Ding.
Zach, if you wanted.
Just like
that.
Wild. I mean, the number of people do that, almost none. Nope. Almost none.
And then to the point, though, Zach, of not having the house payment, you have no other debt. When your income comes in and you're completely debt-free, you have no other payments. That 15% is easily put away. And then you guys, because I would think living with this 100 grand of cash over here feels good. Like there's a level of security there. And when that strips down to 20, there's going to be like oh, wow. But building that back up without a mortgage payment is going to happen so quickly.
Well, 20,000 is plenty of an emergency fund with a $60,000 income.
No, it is. But I'm just saying, just the thought of, we could go buy a car. We could do other things with that money.
Yeah.
That short-term savings is going to happen so quickly without that mortgage payment. So that feeling of it.
But listen to this. This is what I think. Cool. 32 to 62, 32 to 67, 35 years. If he just invests, if he never gets a raise. Now, if you go 40 years at your job and you never get a raise, you're a loser. Okay? But if he never gets a raise and he only invests 15%, not more, just 15%, that's going to, in good mutual funds, in a Roth IRAs, he's going to have between $5 and $7 million, making 60 grand because he did this so early. That kid's on fire, man. That's cool. See, that's why we tell you to pay off the house, because it makes you rich.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can be in a position to be outrageously generous. You know what you can do with $5 to $7 million? Anything you want. I mean, and what if I'm half wrong? He's still okay. I mean, he's still okay. That's unbelievable. So this is why nobody gets mad at me for telling you to pay off their house. They get mad about everything else, but they don't get mad about that.